Hello there, and welcome back to Extinguishing the Light, the many cutscenes will play in sequence part of this particular MSQ. We've been warned, and now we're going to watch them and, do what I do. React, and speculate, and pick apart. Extinguishing the last light. That should allow us to fly in Pelusia. The whole map, in fact. So, is there another zone? Ah, he's not dead.
Am I cast down? But it is you who are the villains.
It sounds really weird. We're so used to Vothu being larger than life. Coming from this guy's face.
Father told me that I am hope. I am righteousness. That I am a god.
Who's his father?
That is why I was born. As man and sin eater both. I kept the people safe. They respected me. Worshipped me. How can this be? I should be the one
So he is still a petulant child,
down at you.
living with privilege, entitlement, expectation.
Damn you. I am your god.
You're really not, mate. Right, what's this going to do to us is the big question. Because I strongly suspect that the last portion of this story is going to be us dealing with the overabundance of light corrupting inside us. And how is it playing into Emet-Selch's hands? So pretty, so peaceful. But
Look, the sky.
Boom, 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 boom. You love the skybox. And now pain. Yep. Oh. Echo into Vorthu's head. Do we get to find out who his dad is?
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground.
Former mayor.
Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me. I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry. But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
To be subjected to such deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good.
That's
for the
Emet-Selch,
city.
isn't
You
it?
could do so much more were you not surrounded by fools.
Sounds like Emet-Selch.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion.
Cheers.
But I come bearing a proposal.
Interesting
One
that
will
he's
ensure the longevity of your reign.
dressed as an Asian.
Give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a light warden.
Yes.
By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being, a king to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your authority will never again be in question.
Okay, so Emet-Selch set us up.
Amazing. Before my Vorthri, they behave as docile pets.
No, he hasn't set us up. He set up. He set up exactly what he intended to. The passivity of the people. He's putting the ruler into place so that they can conquer through passivity, through light.
With this gift, my line should be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
Nope.
By all means, sir. United under Yulmor's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions.
Which they do.
Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
Yep. So, Emet-Selch knew. Now. And is this his ploy? He knew that we'd have to kill it.
Are you all right?
Nope.
Say something.
Kupo.
12 for Fend. She cannot contain the light. She's beginning to turn.
Uh-oh.
Ranger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time.
Does he not have a plan?
It's changing back.
Uh-oh. Oh. We're becoming the Light Warden.
The combined power of every Light Warden is too terrible a burden for any one soul to bear. And so I shall relieve you of it.
I don't like that smile. I am suspicious.
What are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds. As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew?
Uh-huh.
And thus did I use you.
No, I don't believe
He's
you.
the villain.
It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with her as you please.
Do not interfere!
Urianges.
I beseech you all, let him go.
Is this what Urianges saw? Is this what he's left out?
You knew of this, Urianger.
Uh-huh.
Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the rift,
Oh.
where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrent.
Oh. Not a villain, therefore.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize.
Not much of a prize. Prize.
A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered.
But how do we all get back?
Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
We know who he is.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
So he slumbered in the Crystal Tower, well into our future. Saw the calamity that was about to happen and pulled it back to the first through time. Oh shit.
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the first.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity. Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours.
You
Bastard!
strongly agree.
Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you.
Yeah, we're
What
struggling.
a disappointment you turned out to be.
Hey, screw off.
I placed my faith in you. Let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now. Halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage.
Man. Didn't want it anyway. It was you who created Vorthu, wasn't it?
I am an Ascian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the great rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logrif with the task of increasing light's sway over this world.
Logrif.
This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vorthu.
Yeah, so they manipulated the warriors, the previous warriors of darkness.
But thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
Shucks.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
Knowledge.
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided she could contain and control the light.
Ah.
If not, then she, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening. But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Then I simply kill you all. At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing Light Wardens willy-nilly. Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away. And I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried.
Uh-oh.
You still retain your form and your senses. But you have all but become a Sin Eater.
So what I speculated back in Rak'Tika is coming to pass. We are becoming a Sin Eater.
Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light.
Now would probably be a really good time for Ardbert to show up.
Those in your company will likewise turn into Sin Eaters. And in time, you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether. Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you. But before your
So we've got the power of all of them.
They will quickly know despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Ah, the irony. What Vorthri achieved through bliss, you achieved through despair.
Well, shit.
But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero.
We've still got Veen.
Exarch! I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you. He is a small token for my troubles. I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero.
Whoop. So is the final dungeon going to be like back at the Crystal Tower or something?
I pity you, I do. Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest.
Tempest?
There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes.
The Tempest. Is this going to be our final zone? That probably wouldn't touch me.
Till then, I bid you farewell, Eater.
So, how are we going to get out of this? I think the only real plan is to go and rescue the Exarch. And have him do what he intended to do. Hello.
Ah. Finally.
What happened? No, it was not just a dream. That's a silly thing to say. Those big sad eyes.
After you collapsed, Emet-Selch vanished.
Yeah, huh?
Then Reen did what she could to stay the raging of the light within your body.
As expected.
Thanks to her, you're still you. But she's only delayed the inevitable.
Has light come back to all of the worlds, all of the lands as well? Certainly looks bright outside.
You're not going to like what you see, but you still need to see it.
Yeah. We are the Warrior of Light. Unless we die, or the ether gets taken away, wherever
It's
we
all
go.
over. The whole of Norvrat is shrouded in light again. And it's because of you, and the power you absorb from the Wardens.
Crap.
No one knows but your friends. When they carried you down from the mountain, they told everyone waiting below that they didn't understand why the light had returned. And now they're out there trying to allay the people's fears, while searching for a way to save you.
Oh. Ah, so to us, we're going to look like a Sin Eater. That gets around the issue that I was talking about in the previous episode, how it would be cool to have us changing physically.
If you're well enough to be up, you're well enough to get some fresh air. Better that than stewing in here. Go on. Go.
Oh, man. That's, again, this is good writing because we got that expectation of victory. Only for everything to come crashing down at the last minute. It's like, that's really, really good. Ah. What's this guy? No, but he's got risotto. Reassuring the masses. The manager of Sweet seems surprised to see you up and about. Oh, miss. You're awake. You were injured during the fire on Mount Gull, yes? I was here at my station as always when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher, looking disturbingly bereft of vigour. And to compound my worry, the sky is... Well, I'm sure you've seen. It's everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure anxious citizens? Baggy was one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. Oh boy! That's the crafting log. And now we get the super sad music. Well, well, look who's back from the dead. Aye, it was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor Exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked white, what is this world coming to? Bah! But moaning never solved a thing, did it? Hey, it's times like these that we Crystarium folks stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with Yulmor's back on the table. We best make use of these resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery their fates deem fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Chestermill was worried sick about you. A healer ring in her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. How do we get to Spiragix? Oh, it's out this way, isn't it? It's a little bit confusing, the map for this. Everywhere is bright and shiny. Well, that explains why it can't be a victory. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you. Even Spiragix Chirurgeons were forbidden from making visits. Finn was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to Eta corruption, so I suppose there was little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces growing ever more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse of exhaustion. Oh, and our own Morin has been a little better, I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet. Too busy with his nose buried in one dusty tome or another. To the Cabinet of Curiosity. There's a certain feeling of disappointment, not in the story, but disappointment that we failed. Just having the sky back after those wonderful reveals of the knights. Yeah, it's disheartening in the right kind of way. Confound it! This thing says the same as the last. Maybe I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Demajen, it is truly you, and not some figment of my imagination. Oh, but this is wonderful. It would seem my prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shells for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the light wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch. Thus do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake, however, I'm hopeful the search for our stolen steward might begin in earnest. Catalyst, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparations for battle. Though against what foe we receive yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome relief. Ba, ba, ba. Crystalline mean, isn't it? Demajen! Alive and well, I see. Well, I don't know about well. You gave us all a proper fright, you know that? Not a day's gone by that I haven't heard folk worrying what's to become of you or the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day and the Exarch would still be here. As such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. Okay. Ah. Oh, well, that's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make things better. But we need to experiment with different patterns and materials, and I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Hi. He, incidentally, is the guy from the 1.0 cutscene. Glynard. Greetings, Glynard. The Master of the Stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Yeah. Oh, well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking how absent Genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to this predicament of yours. And by genius, you mean old Grendolt? Grendolt? He is a man of unrivaled gifts, I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide nor hair of Grendolt since he wandered off some years ago. Is this going to be the first version of, what's-his-face? Kettle Boy? The animal weapon guy. Why can't I remember his name? It'll come back to me. You know what he's like once he latches onto an idea? He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that eccentric is someone you just... Still, if that eccentric is someone you're destined to meet, I'll wager you'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many's the tale I've heard told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grendolt, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you're fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to convalescing, eh? Before you do that, you're actually the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, then I have a regular who's eager to meet you. Okay. Best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? Here, here. We can't forget the heart upon which this city was founded, or the exile might not have much of a home to return to. Indeed. Where is the Exarch, I wonder? Are you alright? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you may consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery, but the Exarch often liked to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Take a moment to feel the wind upon your face. Is that the watchtower over here? I guess it must be. Up. Yeah. I thought those were gates, but I wasn't sure. I was ready to jump over them. The Baldaquin. Taking a moment to feel the wind upon our face. Lights.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight.
Yeah, but we've got nobody to fight now, except, you know, us.
I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
I'm not entirely sure how we are actually responsible. There wasn't anything that we could do. Still can't believe it's coming from me.
Neither Neither can I, to be honest.
I mean, if we go back to the source, would it just go with us?
But you heard what the Ascians said. The light you shine will warp the world around you, whether you like it or not. Even your Stola and Reen had to concede that point.
So we need to find a way to contain the light within us?
You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out.
Indeed. So what can we do about it?
But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet.
Thank you, Ardbert, with the rousing speeches. The guy who was ready to give up. Stoic stances.
I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm.
The calm before the storm.
It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest.
Yep.
There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had.
It was quite impressive, it must be said.
Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it?
Yep.
So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burned so bright.
Brighter than the light in the
so
sky.
Eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
Good for you, Ardbert. He's had quite a long character arc as well. Fist bump.
Well, come on then.
Mom.
As I thought. What happened between us was no coincidence.
The rejoining of the Warrior of Lights. The rejoining of a hero.
My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood.
They have a shared soul.
I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish.
And there he is.
For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours.
Or not.
If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best.
And of
to
course
stop
they
you.
can interact.
So, let us be about it, hero.
Yeah, because he was so frustrated and depressed at the start of Shadowbringers, and also back in, 3.x, where they were just angry. I'm glad they...
Worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie.
Hello, fool. My king?
Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you?
Can you fix me? Can you offer us suggestions?
Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle.
Ha! We don't do hiding.
It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Emet-Selch will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them.
That's not how this works.
What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? My dear beloved sapling, you are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits.
Yep. Story of my life.
Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place.
Stop and take a breath. Live in the moment. Carpe diem.
Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue.
With his mirror. Or with red eyes. In charge of the tower.
You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer.
That might not be our speciality, Fatal. Not being,
But what would
pixies.
we do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
And make sure you call on us. Bit of a temper, that one, but still lovely. What will we do indeed? Well, we have taken a moment. And we've had two very encouraging... We've had two very encouraging cutscenes. Right, Zim Zimmer. Oh ho, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an ammo. Oh, well, I would like one, actually. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I am happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any in this city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion and many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restrictions upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons past, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day the crystal tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived. Huh. Huh, I say. That is the wrong way, Demajen. Ammo launch. Cassard. Demajen, it's good to see you awake and alert, my friend. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? Not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions, unspoken rule and all that. Heh. If anyone has fresh insights to share, then it'd be Captain Liner, I'd say. She lost her parents to an Eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch sought her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let it show. If you do decide to talk to Lena, she'll be at our usual post at the Excelsior Gate. Okay. Boink, boink. Cabinet of Curiosity! I like, some people might think that, after that, the cutscene when the light came back, that the pacing of this might be a little bit slow, but actually I think this is a really good change of pace to slow things down, to make us and enable us to take in the reality of the situation. We'd had so many beautiful sweeping changes, only for everything to suddenly come crashing back to how it was, and it being our fault. Having a little bit of time to take responsibility, as it were, as well as consider our options for moving forwards. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you come for the results of my research into this persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell us as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay that what little I know of his history, if that is what interests you. Ahem. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the Flood, when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their home or Verbatites fleeing their ruined kingdom, and together did they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him King, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. As he would, because the Allegan eye, the eye of royalty, has become so diluted. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the tower he had summoned and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it would seem that is a mystery that remained unsolved to this day. Nope, we know who he is. Oops. Oh, I've got really itchy eyes. Where's the door? Right, where's the Excelsior Gate? It's out by Fort Job, so we may as well teleport. Another thing that that this story is doing, which I really like, is that it has surprised me with its with this. I did not expect the light to come back. I expected that we might fail to beat Vothri, but I didn't expect for this to happen. Probably should have done, to be fair. Demajen, I was not told you had a Vulcan. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch was returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. And so I bristled when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realise that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonising. In the moments before he left to join you in Calusia, the Exarch entrusted me with a key. It opens a door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. He bid me allow none into the tower once he departed. Only in the event that an army of Eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instruction. The battle with Vothri loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look upon his face, he knew some terrible fate awaited him. He didn't know exactly that he was going to get kidnapped, but he knew that he was teleporting out to his death. Tell me, I need to know what he feared. What battle you and your companions are truly fighting? Can't tell you. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch, and I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Oh yeah, about the Exarch. I see I am not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of Eaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Yep. So we get to go to the heart of the Crystal Tower. The unbroken thread. We're 53 minutes into this episode, so I'm going to have to cut it there. It's been a lot of just heavy story-driven development and plot in this last episode, and I have loved it. Don't think we've had to fight a single enemy, have we? No, I think, in fact, this is the first time we've left the Crystarium since waking up. Yeah, lots of good story, motivation, moving forwards, plot development, keeping that strength of plot and pace going, albeit at a slightly different, slower rate. Good story, folks. Good story. And we'll continue with that good story in the next episode. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe. Remember to ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, toodle pip.